Hi, thanks for watching. And what a time it is. Let's take a look at the astrology for today, Sunday the 29th of July 2018, but also a bit of a look at what's just happened and what's coming up, because it's all part of the same story, it's all part of the same picture. We had the incredible intensity that came in on Friday with the full moon and the solar eclipse as well, making for a blood moon, really something to see. Unfortunately, I didn't see it in UK. We had cloud cover, and I think a lot of the UK had too much cloud cover to actually see it, but it was definitely there, it definitely happened, and people are most definitely feeling the intensity of it. And even though that's waned down a little bit now, it's still strongly there with a lot of people, and certainly with me. Now that intensity is going to fall off, but the thing about that intensity is it was there to make sure we were aware of things. Sometimes, you know, in life we have to be dropped off the deep end to really get into something and understand it. And this is similar. It's not really being dropped off anything, but the deep end just sort of comes in and engulfs us. And it's very difficult to make any sense of it. But as the energy wanes a little bit, we start understanding what it's all about. And the actual effects of that eclipse are likely to go on over the next 6 months or so. And the full moon effects certainly last until the next cycle, which is a way off yet. So the moon is now waning, but we have the moon in Aquarius, where she's also been since Friday. That Aquarius moon can be quite an emotional thing. More than anything, there's a lot more interest in knowledge, so like-minded people become quite important, because it's not just knowledge, it's where that knowledge sits in our life. This is actually a story as well, like the moon cycle, and so we are in the Aquarius part of it, but we're coming to the end of that, and the moon is actually going to turn void in Aquarius at 10:24 a.m. UK time, so that's 2:24 Pacific, 5:24 a.m. Eastern. So much of it will actually have passed by the time you're coming to life, as it were, in the US of A. But here it's much more of an all-day thing, because it's kind of, well, 10:24 is quite early for the UK morning, let's face it. And it's going to go on right through the afternoon. It's 12... It's about 14 hours by the look of it, and it goes on until midnight 27 tomorrow morning UK time. 8 hours behind that Pacific, 5 hours behind that Eastern, when the moon will enter Pisces, and that is really the end of the cycle. And whenever we get into the end of a cycle, we are becoming aware of the beginning of the next one. And next week is super important, not just in astrology, but in the general life cycle of the planet, because Lammas is coming up. I'm not having much luck tapping the tablet this morning, but Lammas is coming up on Wednesday the 1st of August, and also the moon is going to enter Aries at 11:54 a.m. UK time, so much earlier Eastern and middle of the night Pacific. The moon's going to enter Aquarius. The moon is going to enter Aries. There we go, get it right, Andy. And so the cycle will begin again, and there's going to be a bit of kind of self-criticism more than other people criticising us, I feel, around that Aries moon coming in on Wednesday. But Lammas is such an important time. Again, it's the end of a cycle and the beginning of another one, if you know what I mean, because it's kind of the end of the summer growing period. Whatever plants are still growing are now in their flowering phase, and much is ready to be harvested. It's raining rather a lot here, but our harvesters were out about a week and a half ago getting it all in, so I guess they must have known. And it's the harvest that gives you the faith that another harvest will come, really, because we have all these crazy weather patterns and crazy weather systems, but it's not only genetically modified stuff that still works. I've got potatoes growing in my garden which have been frazzled down until there was nothing left. The soil was dried out like sand, and they're coming up again now because it's rained a little bit. And, you know, no matter how intense things get, no matter how crazy things get, we always have the opportunity to release these things, but we need to confront them a little bit as well. So that can be quite emotional, quite stressful. The full moon we've just been through dropped us in off the deep end on that one a little bit, I think. Certainly did me, and I know quite a lot of other people that it had that effect on. It really is the beginning, though, and it's as we're in this time now where things are less intense and we're thinking it through and we're beginning to see what's actually happened, we begin to see that these cycles are no bad thing, and that as we go through these things and face up to them, they've gone and we don't have to face up to them again. That's the great thing. That's the positive thing. Now though, we are of course still in Mercury retrograde phase, and there is absolutely no denying that. That was another very intense thing about that moon. I tend to focus on moon astrology, but it's all part of the same thing. It all focuses in together really when it comes down to people's lives and the meaning of it and the effects it has. But I have had some good laughs this Mercury retrograde. I've been mightily frustrated because I just completely come to the point where I cannot promise to do these every day anymore, or at least, not until the internet changes or something like that, because that's a cycle as well and that'll go on. But it's taught me something about what I'm trying to do here, and I guess it's probably taught you something about what I'm trying to do here as well. I hope that's been of some value to you, and I hope this has been of some value to you, friends. It's gone on and on now, so I do like to keep these things short. But look further into this. Lammas is all over the internet. You can spell it Lammas, Lammas. It's traditionally been spelt differently to that, Lugnasadh, and in the days before the internet, or when people didn't talk about these things as much, there were some actual quite wise people that really believed it was called Lugnasadh. Well, I mean, that is, what it was called long ago, but just the way language has evolved, it has become Lammas, and that's what we call it now. There's a street near here called Lammas Street, so I know it's real. There you go. Well, happy Lammas to you. I hope you're enjoying this crazy full moon. It is teaching good things, believe me. And if you're in UK today with this bad physical weather going on, maybe it's a good time to go a little bit introspective, reflect on, yourself, and give yourself a bit of thought and think about, anything that has been too much to deal with in the last few days. Feel it calming down, because it will. It's bound to calm down. And, you'll get your head around it. No problem. Just keep going, friends. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you can take any more, if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, thanks. Please don't fear YouTube. I reckon it's safer than Facebook, if you ask me. But that's just my opinion. Have a good one, folks. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.